Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We have Todd Taylor with GeoBlue, who is going to be going over their travel coverage, how it works, where it works, and all the perks. Take it away, Todd.
Great. Thank you so much. Good to be with everyone today. GeoBlue is an easy product. It's a product that you can sell all year. There's no better time than right now, actually, spring break season's right here. And there's no better time to get this product out there than now. My name's Todd Taylor. I am the regional sales director for GeoBlue on the individual side, and I basically manage all broker and blue plan relations from Ohio to California and everything in between. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me, reach out to my team as well, and I'll provide their information at the end of the presentation. GeoBlue, for those who do not know, is the international, division of the Blue Cross Blue Shield companies. The goal of the product is to help the individual traveler, no matter where they are in the world, help them identify, access, most importantly, help them pay for international health care. There was that story a number of years ago with the grandmother who went to her granddaughter's wedding from Cleveland. They went to Cancun. And as her granddaughter was proceeding up the aisle, the grandmother has a massive heart attack. And instead of having a wedding, the family's trying to come up with $67,000 to get her back to the Cleveland Clinic. Don't let that be your client. Uh, there's no reason to max out the credit cards, remortgage the house, set up the GoFundMe's for an international claim. You have a policy like GeoBlue that could cost you as little as a couple dollars per travel day. It has a $0 deductible. You can have a $0 deductible. You can have $1 million medical limit, and it'll cover things like a hospitalization abroad, a medical evacuation. We can arrange and coordinate that. If someone passes away overseas, God forbid, we can coordinate the return of the remains. And there's a host of other things that the policy can do as well. As part of GeoBlue, there are three legs to our block of business. We have the employer group market. If you have an employer group that's sending people back and forth, we have an international student division if you're working with universities. But my area is actually the largest area of the business. It's the individual and family. And that's what we'll focus on almost exclusively today. Most people just assume that your domestic health plan covers you when you travel overseas. And you have it where a lot of us, when we travel abroad, are more concerned about whether our phone works, right, than whether our health insurance coverage works and is portable when we travel overseas. But most of the time, unfortunately, is not. An ACA plan has very limited to no international coverage. A Medicare product, a supplement is 50,000 lifetime, and that's if you have the Plan F or the Plan G. Uh, that's only when you have the international coverage, and again, that's a lifetime benefit. An Advantage plan, I've seen some that have 100,000 lifetime. I've seen some that have none. I've seen some that have 25,000 lifetime. So they're a little bit all over the place on the Advantage side. And then if you think of an employer group plan, um, a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan specifically, like for example, Blue Cross of Michigan, you may very well be covered for what the group covers domestically for when you travel abroad. But the issue is you're going to be subject to the same deductibles, co-pays, and co-insurances, and you're very much likely going to be paying out of pocket the majority of the time. So again, with GeoBlue, you can have a $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, and you can have a direct billing component that I'll talk about in a second. There's also two things, and I just mentioned them, that are covered under GeoBlue that are not really covered under any sort of domestic health plan. Number one is a medical evacuation. Average medical evacuation costs around $50,000. There's no IOUs with them. They have to be paid for right then and there. So if you don't have something like GeoBlue and someone needs to be medically evacuated, you'll likely have to have a credit card or the cash to be able to be moved. Again, GeoBlue covers a medical evacuation. Repatriation of remains, as I mentioned, when someone passes away abroad, getting those remains back home, that costs anywhere between $10,000 to $12,000. And again, that also has to be paid for directly. GeoBlue can coordinate and pay for that service as well. International travel is back. As mentioned, spring break is right around the corner here. We're at 12%. And these numbers are a little bit old. They're from December 2023. So we're probably above where we were well after COVID. So COVID, as you know, almost knocked the lights out of GeoBlue. There was a 95% reduction in international air travel, but international travel has come roaring back. GeoBlue mobile app, once you become a GeoBlue member, you can feel free to download the mobile application. It's very highly rated, and there's a lot of things you can do from your desktop as well as a mobile app with GeoBlue. Number one is direct pay. Most important part, right? Arranging direct billing for an international claim. That can be a big thing, like a hospitalization. That can be a little thing, like you woke up one morning and you are maybe having some of the local water. The next morning you don't feel very well. Your stomach hurts. You can have a consultation with GeoBlue, and we can arrange direct billing for that as well. Drug equivalency guide. If you think of seniors or under 65 people on a myriad of different medications, they lose those medications all the time. And a lot of times they have trouble finding exactly what the medication translates to abroad. So with GeoBlue, we have a drug equivalency guide that'll tell you what atorvastatin is from Italy to Spain to Germany to France. Translation of medical terms. If you end up in a facility where nobody speaks English, you could put into the GeoBlue app exactly what you're trying to say. I think I have COVID. I think I broke my leg. I have a headache. I have a stomach ache. And again, we have, I think, 30 of the world's most popular languages in the GeoBlue app that can translate for you. Understanding your health and security risks. Everyone knows what's going on. It's only, it's not even on the front pages anymore, but what's going on continually between Russia and Ukraine, between Israel and Gaza. We have membership in all four locations. We're giving them real-time information, street by street, block by block. So it almost acts like a security blanket as well as an international health insurance plan. Mobile ID card right from your smartphone. You can elect to get a physical card as well, but most people just bring it up on their app. And then e-claims. If you have a relatively low dollar claim, you just want to take care of it right then and there, no problem. You can take a picture of it through your smartphone. You're probably reimbursed by the time you get home. So again, all of this is ancillary to having a Blue Cross Blue Shield branded international travel medical plan. Global Tele MD. This is a free service that we added about a year and a half ago. It's essentially GeoBlue's teledoc. So if you are in a location, you really can't get out of bed, you can connect with Global Telemed 24/7, and you can be connected with a doctor. They can even file a prescription for you through the app. So Global Telemed, there's no additional premium for this. Once you become a GeoBlue member, you can enroll in this teledoc service, and it will give you access 24/7 to a doctor internationally. Senior market, can't stress this enough. If you have seniors that are traveling, please make sure, as an agent, I believe you have a absolute ownership to tell your clients about what Medicare does not do when you travel internationally. Medicare is not going to evacuate a senior. Medicare is not going to arrange direct billing abroad. Medicare really is not going to do anything for a senior when they're traveling internationally. Maybe they can get reimbursed on some things, but that would be completely fee for service and a pay and claim scenario. Where GeoBlue is different is that not only can we arrange direct billing for things, we can also coordinate these services, coordinate a hospitalization, coordinate a medical evacuation, coordinate a repatriation of remains, so that a senior and their family isn't doing the heavy lifting of something that they're not going to have any idea what to do in the first place, but of something that can be just extremely overwhelming. GeoBlue's plans are guaranteed issued at 95 on the short-term side. We have very good pricing points for seniors. All of these can be sold online for the most part, and it really gives a senior under 65 as well peace of mind for when they're traveling abroad. All right, let's talk about the products now. Where can you sell these? Where are these available? What demographics are these for? So we'll start from the left. This Voyager plan, GeoBlue Voyager, will probably be 85% of your sales. It's a single trip plan, meaning it's designed for someone going internationally abroad. generally one time per year. So it's spring break, right? And I keep saying that because it's just a great time to get this product out there. You have a couple of 18-year-olds are going down to Cancun for 3 or 4 days. You can sell it for 3 or 4 days. They're probably paying a couple dollars per travel day, extremely affordable. Maybe you and your family are going to Aruba for a week. Maybe you have a senior going on a Mediterranean cruise for 14 days. Okay. Guaranteed issue up to 182 days, guaranteed issue up to age 95. This plan will cover accidents, injuries, and illnesses abroad. You're walking down a cobblestone street in Italy, you fall and hurt your knee, you need an MRI. That's covered 100%. You're in Mexico, you wake up with Montezuma's Revenge, that's covered 100%. Accident, get into a car accident in Cairo, as long as you didn't steal a car, that's covered at 100%. Accidents, injuries, and illnesses abroad. No excluded countries, you can go anywhere of your choosing, and we'll actually cover most pre-existing conditions as well on the Voyager Choice option if you have a primary plan in the US. So, what we consider to be a primary plan are a Medicare product, an ACA plan, or an employer group plan. If you have one of those, GeoBlue will cover most pre existing conditions on the Voyager Choice plan. If you do not have one of those, say you're on Medicaid or you're uninsured and you're traveling abroad, you can purchase the product, but you have to purchase the Voyager Essential plan, which does not cover pre existing conditions. So, that's the trade off. All of these plans, the ages are based on, or I'm sorry, the premiums are based on age and length of trip. Someone going on, 2, 3 days to Mexico, again, a couple dollars per travel day. If you're 90 going to Italy for 3 months, you're probably paying $25, $30 per travel day. So it really depends on age, length of trip. All the plans include the medical evacuation, access to the tools and services, and repatriation of remains. Any U.S. citizen, any U.S. resident going abroad is an opportunity here. GeoBlue is available in 47 states. The only states we do not sell GeoBlue are Washington State, Maryland, and New York. Other than that, and even then, we still have product in those states. If you put in, for example, a New York zip code, it'll flip to our non-branded product. So there still is a product there. It's just not Blue Cross Blue Shield branded. So any U.S. citizen, U.S. resident going abroad is an opportunity for the Voyager product. Second plan is our Trekker option. This is a multi-trip. So the first one was a single trip. This one is now a multi-trip, and it's designed for someone going abroad multiple times per year. So I think of the senior market here before COVID. Seniors were doing more international travel than any other demographic group, generally 2 to 3 per year. So instead of purchasing 2 to 3 Voyager plans per trip, you can do that. There's no problem there, but there'll definitely be some cost savings by doing an annual plan. You buy it one time. It's also guaranteed issue to 95, and the premiums are very affordable, around $200 to $300 for the entire year. A U.S. health plan is required for the Trekker plan, so either an ACA plan, a group health plan, or a Medicare product. You have one of them, GeoBlue will cover the pre-existing conditions on that. Also good for the small group market. If you're in that market, maybe you have a group where only maybe 2 executives go abroad, and it really isn't worth putting in place a full group, BTA policy. You can sell them a few of these Trekker plans, and then they're good for the entire year and can go on unlimited trips. The third product is our Explorer plan, and this is a comprehensive major medical plan, and it's designed for an individual who is going to be relocating and living abroad, working abroad full time. So, for example, you have an employer group and they say that we have a director of supply chain and we're going to send him to China for a 2 year work assignment. He's going to be living in China. Maybe he's going to be doing travel in Asia. Maybe he's coming back to the United States 2 or 3 times per year. This Explorer plan is a comprehensive major medical plan. The benefits are much more robust than the first two products that I spoke of, which are more accident and injury type policies. The Explorer plan covers wellness, covers mental health, covers physical therapy, much more amplified inpatient care, unlimited lifetime maximum. Think of it like an ACA plan, but for international. But the other major difference is that there is a traditional underwriting component to this. So there's a series of health questions. In other words, it's not guaranteed issue. There's a series of health questions. And then based on how those health questions are answered, someone can be rated as is, someone can be rated up for a particular condition, you can be declined on this product, but our decline rate is only roughly 4 to 5%. Can also work inbound as well. If you have uh, you know, a foreign national, maybe they're coming to Detroit, someone from the Middle East, maybe is coming to Detroit to work in the auto industry, for example, textbook example there. It may be difficult for that individual to get placed on the employer group. You can write the individual on one of our Explorer policies. They have their own plan, and this way they don't affect the group. And then the final product is our Navigator plan, and this is designed for three subsets of individuals that are doing their own long-term assignments. Number one would be the missionary market, people working, preaching the good word, going down to Latin America maybe for 6 months or more. Number two would be marine crew. This would probably never come up. People working on boats, people working on yachts. But where I would see the most opportunity would be international students, both inbound and outbound. So you have a client that says, my child's going to Barcelona. He's going to be there for a year, and he's doing a grad program there. That's a perfect opportunity. It gives them coverage inside the United States under the Blue Card PPO, and then gives them international coverage under one plan with GeoBlue. And then works inbound as well. You have a foreign student coming to Michigan to study 3 months or more. You could put them on a Navigator plan, and it gives them Blue Card coverage. So international students, missionaries, mariners, um, senior travelers, leisure travelers, business travelers, expats, people working abroad full time, all opportunities for GeoBlue. Recognizing opportunities, just so everyone understands the scenarios of what I'm really talking about. 19-year-old going to Greece for a semester can have a $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, $203 for the entire trip. These plans are extremely affordable, but should someone need to avail themselves of these types of services, they're not going to be disappointed, especially if they need a medical evacuation. 45-year-old, maybe part of a small group, a business person going back and forth to Germany, 175 for the entire year. And then please protect your seniors. Can't stress that enough. 68-year-old taking a 10-day vacation to Italy and France, $0 deductible, $1 million medical limit, $81 for that trip. And maybe you have a senior taking 3 international trips, another multi-trip opportunity, 460 for the entire year. Case study. This is another case study of ours. This was a senior client from Phoenix. They particularly like to go to the south of France, and the husband was trying to take some picture. He was leaning over a parapet a little too much, and he took a very nasty fall. He's lucky he didn't lose his life, but he had a very severe fracture of his leg, and he was brought to a facility where they clearly didn't really know what they were doing. The wife called us immediately to open a case. Anytime there's an international claim, whether it's small or large, I would always advise the clients to please contact us immediately so we can open the case and medically monitor things. The wife contacted us, we opened a case, and then we determined he was not receiving the most appropriate treatment where he was. So we got him to one of our facilities where he could receive the appropriate treatment and we could get medical information a lot more easy. So he had the surgery, recuperated there for 5 days, and then it was determined that he could go back to Phoenix with his wife serving as a non-medical escort. And if you look at the costs involved here, every penny direct billed to GeoBlue, $8,000 for the medical services in France, $16,000 just for the travel arrangements back. He was able to go commercially, but he needed one of those specialty Lufthansa flights where you could recline all the way backward. $24,000 in costs, every penny direct billed to GeoBlue. He had a multi-trip plan for $349 for the entire year. Quoting this product is very simple, probably one of the easiest products you'll have to quote. When and if you become appointed, you will get a coded link to sell. That coded link is for you. You could put that on your website. You could blast that out to your clients. You can put it on social media. And the more you get that link out there, the more sales you would get. Think of it like a squid or something. Just the more you get it out there, you're going to tag more people. You put in a zip code, you put in the travel dates, and then you put in the age of your client. Once you have the demographic details in there, you click quote now. Out pops the quote. This is the quote for the entire trip. It's not per day, it's not per week, it's not per month. This is a quote for an entire trip. So $19 here. You can go back and forth on the medical limits. If your family's not worth a million, you can do the $50,000 option. You can elect to have a deductible if you want as well. Most people do just go with the $0 deductible $1 million medical limit. This is the guaranteed issue product. So you click apply now and just put a credit card or debit card in to complete the purchase. And then once it's purchased, you will get an ID card as well as the agent. You will also get a confirmation email with your client's information. Please take advantage of our agent hub. When you're appointed, you get access to our agent hub. There's a lot of great marketing materials in here. We have testimonial videos. You can check your sales. We have a lot of great marketing that you have access to for free. It does not cost a lot of hard marketing dollars to get GeoBlue out there or to really make your clients knowledgeable about it. I say to agents all the time, any open enrollment or any meeting you do, stick a flyer about GeoBlue in there. Flex your relationships. I have an agent from Ohio that he's the president of a local ancient order of Hibernians. You know, the group that goes back and forth to Ireland. He gets everybody insured doing that. I have another agent that is very involved in bowling, and he does international bowling trips. I have another agent who is very involved in the Jewish community, and he does all the birthright back and forth to Israel. So again, flex your relationships, church groups, senior trip groups, missionary groups, the church groups specifically, because they're doing a lot of international travel right now. Email, newsletter templates, social media posts, banner ads. Again, we have all this that you have access to in the Agent Hub where you can download them, stick your link in there, and then send it out to your clients. Here is the contact information for my team. If you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to me. You can feel free to reach out to my team. I'll leave that up there. And I am more than happy to answer any questions.
Fantastic. That was great, Todd. If anyone has questions, feel free to unmute, ask them, or throw them in the chat. I did have one myself. I was wondering if you could kind of walk through the process of handling a medical emergency. You kind of touched on the broken leg individual, but is that you mentioned he had to be moved to one of your facilities. So are there specific provider network, I guess, that people need to be aware of? How does that work, I guess, from
So
injury
yeah,
to home?
yeah, good question. So there is an international PPO network, and the biggest advantage of staying within that network is the fact that we can arrange direct billing and we can get medical information a lot easier uh, uh, within that network. However, if you do go out of network just because it was the closest facility or you didn't know any better, that's fine. There's no out of network penalty for going out of GeoBlue's network. Um, and we can still generally arrange direct billing, especially if it's a hospitalization or a relatively large dollar claim. The hospital doesn't want to get, stiffed, for example. The insurance company wants to make sure it's taken care of, and then the member doesn't want to be on the, pay for it. So for an international hospitalization, we have a pretty high success rate of arranging direct billing, even if it's not in network.
Fantastic. Okay. So that kind of, I guess my next question was the Explorer network. So that would kind of be that same network, I'm assuming, if you're on
Correct.
the Explorer plan. Okay.
Right. And then the network inside the US would be so with that plan specifically, you would have two networks. Inside the United States would be the Blue Card PPO, which is the largest network in the country that I'm sure everyone's familiar with. And then internationally, it would be GeoBlue.
Gotcha. Love it. And then I got one other question here. Adventure sports, are there any limitations if someone gets hurt skydiving or rock climbing or, something like that, that they're doing snorkeling, what things you
Yeah,
might do on vacation?
there are some exclusions. Snorkeling's fine. For scuba diving, there is a limitation for the depth. I think it's 25,000 meters, which is still pretty deep, but you can't dive below that amount. There is an exclusion for I believe it's parasailing. And then regarding like, mountaineering, it's generally included, except if you're doing something that's like, if you need, all of the gear, if you're just hiking up the mountain, that's fine. But if you need gear and ropes, like you're doing Mount Everest, that would be excluded.
Sure. Okay. Wonderful. Well, perfect. It doesn't look like we have any questions. It was very thorough. I personally have used GeoBlue myself, and I've had clients use it and have never had a bad experience. So I highly recommend it for anybody traveling abroad. Thank you so much, Todd, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Take care, everyone.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.